Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Leather and Willow brought to you by Aashrit and Siddhartha. A lot of water has gone under the bridge since we brought our last episode to you. And in the meanwhile, what has happened is the IPL has finally kicked off. We have had a good week of amazing matches. And my co presenter, Aashrit, has traveled halfway across the globe now. He's reached Switzerland and he's going to give you his views from with the Alps right behind him. Welcome, Aashrit. I hope you've settled in your village at Switzerland.
Thank you, Sid. It's been very nice. I've been traveling. Unfortunately, during my travel, I missed one of the best encounters of the week, which was the match where Rahul Tewatia proved everybody wrong. But yeah, I've settled in, and finally, it's time to make our new video. I'm quite excited for it because a week has passed, and we've already had 2 super overs. A lot of things that we said have come true, and we made a few mistakes as well. So we're going to debunk it all for you on this episode. Sid, can you tell us what's this episode about actually?
Very quickly, we want to just round up the week thus far for all the teams and what has worked for them, what has not worked for them. Of course, we know that not all teams have played 3 games. A couple of them have played only 2 games, but still, nevertheless, we're going ahead to just kind of deconstruct what has worked for all the teams and what we think is something that they need to sort out.
Perfect. Since you're the one with a PhD in cricket, I take the easy job of asking you the questions and playing
I have
host.
I have a PhD in English literature. Okay.
With your topic of study in cricket, so
it's still the same thing. Yes. Right. Let's go.
So very quickly, I'd like to ask you first with the team that started off the tournament with a win, the Chennai Super Kings. What has worked for the Chennai Super Kings and what has gone wrong for the Chennai Super Kings so far?
Well, we all know that Chennai has a bowling attack that is suitable for spin conditions, and we've all been surprised that the wickets have been extremely helpful for the bowlers, but more for the quick bowlers and not for the spinners. Now, if this tournament had happened in India, what would have happened is that every second game or third game, Chennai would have gone back to their comfort zone of playing at Chepauk. And Chepauk, any time of the year, is going to help spin. So they would have always had that one win, which would have brought them back on their feet. But we're seeing them have back-to-back defeats. And I know a lot of talk is going on about how Chennai is not likely to recoup. So they're missing Chepauk for sure. They are a little bit unsettled because we're seeing that the batting order has been shuffling. Dhoni we expected him to bat up the order, and he's only gone further down the order. That was a big wrong call from us. The bench strength is exposed right now. The week-long break that they have had over the last few days is something that both the captain and the coach have said is very crucial for how they turn things around. But I think, like I said in our preview, this is a test of MSD's leadership. Whatever they pull off in this last 1 week, whatever they sort in the last 1 week, if they've sorted it, it's going to take them through. If they haven't been able to sort it, I don't see Chennai coming too high up in the table. I'm not talking as a fan, I'm talking as somebody who's watching the game, and I think that is Chennai's biggest problem. Yes, definitely, Raina is missed. We expected him to be missed, but they have had other issues. They've had to miss Raidu for a couple of games after he took them to a win in the first game. The bench is their biggest concern at this point of time.
Okay, that's very interesting. Now we shift from the bottom of the table to, just before I say which team it is, I just saw a comedian who came and said wearing a mask outside is the new normal, keeping social distancing is the new normal. RCB on top of the table, is that the new normal? We'll get to see this season. So going into the Royal Challengers Bangalore, what has worked for them and what hasn't worked for them this year?
I'll quickly tell you what has not worked for them. Their fielding has been something that has quite strangely, I mean, we've seen Virat Kohli drop catches. So really 2020 is a question mark, I think. Their death bowling, we knew it's not going to be great. Of course, Saini had a good over, but overall, if you see, they had sweeping changes. They dropped multiple bowlers, fast bowlers in their last game. So they continue to depend on ABD and Virat Kohli to take them forward in their fortunes. Virat hasn't yet struck form. Washington Sundar has been good for them. He's bowled in the power play and he's kept things quiet in the 2 games that he's got a chance to bowl. But the question that's on everybody's mind is, where is Moeen Ali? He's not a known T20 star, but he has been in exemplary form in T20 cricket, and he could be that late order flourish which RCB is looking for. So I think that's the thing with RCB.
Okay, and actually Moeen Ali has just come out of playing cricket in England right now, so I don't know why Kohli is keeping him on the bench, but again, it's up to him. Coming to the Kolkata Knight Riders, one of the two teams that has played only 2 matches at the time of us recording this video. What do you think? I don't think there's much to say though, but what's your take on the Kolkata Knight Riders?
Somehow, I don't find Dinesh Karthik look like he knows what he's doing. I'm just saying it on the basis of what I've observed. Even his own batting position has been changing. We did say that we should look out. People should look out for Shubman Gill, and I think he showed his class in that one of the few successful chases that have happened in the last 11 games. And he was very calm, very composed, and the way he handled the pressure, he absorbed the pressure and he took them home. So it's too soon to say much about Kolkata Knight Riders. So I think we just have to give ourselves probably in the next episode we can analyze them better.
Okay, and moving on to the next team, which is going to be the Mumbai Indians. They've had a roller coaster of a ride till now in the 3 games that they've played. So can you tell me about the Mumbai Indians?
Bumrah not clicking yet is something that is going to hurt or has hurt Mumbai Indians, especially in the absence of Malinga. It is Bumrah who has to step up. I would say that Ishan Kishan has thrown his name into the hat for one of the keepers who can bat for India. Now, in the post MSG era, now everybody wants to be a keeper bat for India, and we're seeing multiple guys prove that they are one of those contenders. We all used to think, of course, we've known that Ishan Kishan is a big name. He's a big hitter. So now there's Ishan Kishan, there's Rahul, and of course there's Sanju Samson, who is stamping his class with every 6 that he's hitting out of the ground, and there's Rishabh Pant. So Ishan Kishan, with just that one knock, has shown Mumbai and the rest of the country why he should be playing in any team that we send out.
Of course, before we move on to the next team, I'd just like to tell you it's been an amazing redemption for Ishan Kishan, because I don't know how many of you know this. I came to know this through a WhatsApp group with my friends, that Ishan Kishan actually went out of cricket and started commentating for the Under-19 World Cup. So, that's where he was, and he's come back into the team, and he's proved himself now. Of course, like you spoke about the wicketkeeper batsmen who have been proving themselves. Coming to the next team, where Sanju Samson has been the star, the Rajasthan Royals. Of course, Sanju Samson has been something that has worked for them. What are the other things that has worked for them so far?
With Sanju Samson, the only disclaimer is that he always has a very bright start to the IPL, and this is the first time that he has scored 2 consecutive scores of 50 plus ever. So he's always been that kind of a guy who explodes right at the beginning and then just fizzles away. So let's hope that this is not a false dawn for Sanju Samson. I have a feeling that Steve Smith is doing a little bit of a Shane Warne here, with a little bit of innovative strategies, and he's not afraid to take some bold calls, something which is what RR had the first time when they won the IPL. One thing which is very surprising is that RR hasn't been missing Ben Stokes thus far. That's not something that we expected to see, and it seems like Ben Stokes may not be a part of the IPL this year due to personal reasons. But RR does seem to have a pretty good balance even without Ben Stokes.
For me personally, though, with Steve, it's just a personal opinion. If you see their dressing room talks, Smith really isn't that personality who can lead from the front as such. Even if you watch the series, the test, you know that he's a more laid-back, quiet kind of guy who likes to stay in his own bubble. This time he's in a bigger bubble, but then his leadership is really put to the test this time to see if he can take the team through. He's had a good start, so let's see how that goes. To the next team now, probably the youngest team who had 2 good victories and lost to the Sunrisers Hyderabad in the 3rd game, but it's okay. The Delhi Capitals. Can you tell me what's good and bad about the Delhi Capitals this year? Rather, what's gone right and what's not gone right for them?
They've continued to be the young brigade. I think Delhi has very little to fix. They don't need to fix something that's not broken. They have a very balanced lineup and specific roles for specific foreigners. I think the foreigners are adding a lot of value to their team, and they're filling very, very fixed roles that have been handed out to them, and they're doing it very well. So nothing much to criticize or nothing much to poke at with regards to Delhi thus far.
Do you think Ricky Ponting is being too intrusive into Shreyas Iyer's captaincy? Because again, from Instagram videos, you see that Ricky Ponting is a very imposing personality, right?
I don't know. I haven't watched the videos that you're referring to, but definitely Ricky Ponting is somebody who likes to impose. I agree with you, but maybe he is the kind of spark that a team like that requires, because they're also young, and if they're probably coached by a legend like Ricky Ponting, who gives them that killer attitude, which is all that youngsters need. Because anyway, they're going to play with a lot of abandon and freedom. And plus, if you have a killer attitude, which Ponting can instill, I think that could make a heady mix.
Of course, it's been really good. Even Marcus Stoinis fired, and they came out of nowhere to snatch a victory from Kings 11 in the first game. Coming to the penultimate team, the Sunrisers Hyderabad, 2 losses and then a victory against the Delhi Capitals, who was at the top of the table. What's gone right and what's not gone right for them?
Something that we spoke about in our preview of the squad, it continued to haunt them in the first couple of games. That is, they were expected to have middle order woes because of the fragile Indian names that were there in the middle order. And yesterday's game, we saw that Kane Williamson could be that solution, and that means that Mohammad Nabi is very unlucky because with 3 foreigner spots already gone to Bairstow, Warner, and to Rashid Khan, none of them likely to be dropped. The fourth spot now goes to Kane Williamson to give them that little bit of stability in the middle order, which is what was missing in the earlier 2 games. So I think that's something which we expected. Something that I didn't expect is I didn't expect Nataraj to come out all firing the way he did yesterday. I know it's just 1 game; he's had a very good game, but we hear that he's been picked for exactly that particular role and pinpointed Yorkers and at good pace. And like I read somewhere, he's shown what he can do over for having replaced somebody more experienced like Sandeep Sharma or even Siddharth Kaur. So it's good to see another left arm Indian bowler come in. And imagine you're already playing a Khalil Ahmed, and you're playing another Nataraj, which is not very different, but obviously for a reason. And he proved that reason yesterday. I thought it was a beautiful over, one of the best death bowling spells you can see from an Indian bowler in recent times.
Of course, it was really nice as well to watch it. Sunrisers, though, they don't seem to have anything going wrong, but they've lost 2 games so far. But they're now starting on a winning note. Let's see how it goes for them. Going to the last team, the team which had a captain that had nightmares before he came onto the field, but he's proved even his nightmares wrong, and saying that it's just a nightmare. Talking about the Kings 11 Punjab, what's gone right and what's not gone right for them?
I know, right? I mean, what was he talking about saying that he's having nightmares? Because he came out reading the line and length perfectly fine. Kings 11 have been unlucky. If you look at the cricket that they've played and if you see the points table that they have to show for it, it does look a little mismatched. Mayank Agarwal has been a revelation and he's playing so well. He's keeping somebody like Chris Gale out of the team. There's no other batting position for Chris Gale, and with the kind of opening partnerships that Mayank and Rahul have put together, I don't see how they can fit in Chris Gale now. So he's been a revelation for sure. Shami has been superb, and that's a big boost to Kings 11. But will he be as potent when the pitches tend to wear out and slow down is a question. Of course, he still has his bouncers, he still has his Yorkers. Shami has also been good. That's it thus far from Kings 11.
Of course, with Kings 11 Punjab, both the games they didn't deserve to lose. Not that the other team didn't deserve to win, but then it's just very unfortunate. Luck wasn't on their side at that time. But anyway, thank you so much for taking us through all the teams. But before we sign off, I just like to ask, what did we get right and what did we get wrong in terms of the people that we said we'll watch out for at the start of the tournament?
I don't want to be the "I told you so" kind of a guy, but definitely I think we should pat each other's back when we talk about the names that we got right. I think Ravi Bishnoi.
Can we start with the people we got wrong so that we can actually leave it on a positive note?
Oh, like that. Okay. Definitely, I think I ate humble pie when I saw Saurabh Tiwari come out and smash the way he did first game. He came out looking like Batista's body double, right? But I was really surprised to see the kind of power he was generating, and he still did have the touch. Hats off to him. We called him an aged horse. I should apologize for that. But again, this season is still very young. We've just had a week of games. Amit Mishra is again somebody whom I didn't expect to come through the way he did. He's got a new hairdo. He's got a new wig or hair transplantation. I don't know what, but he's looking young. He's looking confident, and he was setting up the batsman as beautifully as we have known him to do in the past. And mind you, he is the most. He's the Indian bowler with most wickets in the IPL. Only Lasith Malinga is there above him in the history of IPL, and he showed last night that he still has a little bit of that loop and that he so beautifully bowls. With regards to the youngsters we got right, I would first like to take the name of Ravi Bishnoi. He has that element of Rashid Khan to him. Players are looking to not take him on, probably looking to play his spell out. He's got an irritatingly long run up, much longer than even Anil Kumble. He's halfway from where the advertisement boards are. He's running in literally in from there. Devdutt Padikkal, everybody was amazed with the kind of strokes that he was able to produce. And even in the game, in the second game, he played a very balanced knock, allowing others to play around him. And I think that allowed AB de Villiers to kind of settle in. And then after Padikkal got out, we saw how ABD went berserk. So he's playing to the situation, and he's showing that he's got a tremendous potential. I think we named him. Though his innings was only all of 3 or 4 balls, Abdul Samad yesterday, uh, someone whom Hyderabad has been grooming for the finisher role. We saw that six, that 82-meter six that he cracked off Notche. I thought that showed why he is so feared as a big hitting batsman. Shubman Gill, I told you that it's going to be a big season for him. And Shubman Gill, like I mentioned earlier in this episode, the way he paced the chase, and even though he had the company of big hitting batsmen like Owen Morgan with him, he kept his cool. He didn't get flustered by the asking rate, and he just went about his job and clinically finished the chase for Kolkata. And Sam Curran, I think we should mention that we did expect, or we did predict, that Sam Curran will pick Bravo to be in the 11 as a foreign player. And even in the few matches that he's played, he's impressed everybody so well that we're really wondering how CSK is going to fit in Bravo at all. We hear that both Bravo and Raidu are fit for the next game. Now, Raidu should walk in the place of Murli Vijay, I would expect. And it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to replace the fast bowler slot, which has been Nigidi and Hazelwood, if they're going to fit in Bravo there, in which case Sam Curran and Bravo will play. Not a combination that we expected. But coming back to the player we got right, I think Sam Curran in the 11, not too many people would have given him that spot, but we did, and we got it right.
Okay, perfect. I hope as the weeks goes, we get more people right, and let's see how the tournament unfolds. Of course, it's very, very young, and for CSK fans watching this, don't worry. In 2010, in the first 7 games,
No,
we lost.
don't say that. Don't say that. Let's not jinx
okay.
it. Just because you have Dharamshala like hills behind you, let's not get carried away. And because there is no Irfan Pathan to bowl to Mahendra Singh Dhoni, so please let's not rewind by 10 years.
Okay, perfect. Let's just enjoy the tournament and see how it goes. Thank you so much for joining me today, and hopefully we meet again on a future episode and take it forward from here.
And we would like to thank our sponsors. Oh, sorry, we don't have any sponsors, right? Okay, yeah, that's the idea. We want to bring you quality content without having to go through the ads. So you can be assured and hit that bell button and be notified whenever our videos come up. We will continue to review the IPL by the week if possible, and after the IPL, of course, we intend to bring some phenomenal content on cricket as well. So spread the word. Thank you so much. See you in the next episode. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.